Hello everyone, I hope you guys are well. My name's Eva and I want to thank you for joining me. I've got a strong current coming through and it feels best to just kind of let her rip and not, I don't even know how I would try to name this. I have no idea what I'm going to name this video. There's just, I'm just feeling so called to say just let it come through you and allow it to untangle in your willingness to see what has been hidden, in your willingness to see what is unconscious, to bring the unconscious to the conscious. There's a deep feeling that you are already very aware of the patterns that you're letting be undone through your sight of them. That you're like letting those adjustments being made in the physical and the embodiment this week. If there has been a theme, it's felt a lot like this kind of embodiment. We've been talking a lot about how this sort of spiritualized ego, the ego wearing the mask of the spiritual friend or teacher, and how like thin, how fast that spiritual truth can slide into distortion and using it to imprison yourself and further separate yourself once the ego sort of gets a hold of that idea, yes? So keeping these things in mind, because we have been following these threads, but there's a deep inner reconstruction, like throughout the layers of the physical, letting it move down through. Like base identity code. All that's held, all that's constructed from your belief in your own identity. All of this is always identity work. But as we've really made ourselves super conscious of what was previously an automatic kind of reaction, or we were seeing certain layers of things but not really at the core from a detached place, from a place of witness. But this is a deeper embodiment of a soul expression, an expression of love. Of letting yourself be yourself. There's a comfort to living and an assurance and a certainty, but in love, a certainty in love and a certainty in the power of love. Not that we will never have ambiguity, that we'll never have liminals, times, again, the in-between, the not yet. It's not that doesn't happen, but it's our interpretation of those times, of those states that changes. We take the negativity out of, or the resistance, we should say. We take the resistance, the opposition to, the identity reflection that is a bad thing about you, a fault, which then produces guilt, and guilt sort of continues to mask any further inner reflection or inner unmasking. Hiworukush ni tana yana wasui shita wasunyantaraya kia yotunamla triatos antrahaya shorkotayisinya tawushnam tratina torkoti poashonoto noma andrakinandi. A lot of the things that have been coming up, a lot of the inner beliefs that we've been revealing, anandruawoshi pasi kanandriatisha, revealing all the ways that it's wearing the mask, it's wearing a mask over a need to control. So this embodiment is really about witnessing and participating, yes, very much participating in the events of your life, of what happens. Like, we're not at the mercy of something that's just constantly being thrown at us. Like, we have agency and power to make things happen, but it's so rare in the world that sort of consciousness belief is not sort of immediately mixed into controlling outcomes. And that's a subtlety that's really difficult to distinguish. And I'm sure a lot of mystics spend a lot of time in that question. But we really want to let that certainty that I talked about earlier be here for us now, that you're not condemned to something you don't want happening to you and sort of begging for it not to happen. There's a certainty that needs to be embodied that you're not a victim of the world, that you're not a victim of circumstance and you have to adjust to all these bad things that are happening to you that you don't want to happen. You do have the power. It is safe to want things without self-grasping, to want things to happen and to know that you have a power to make things happen without that reflecting attachment. And that seems like it can't be possible, but there is an embodiment of this which is actual manifestation, like actual participation again with the field, with the knowing, without forcing, without magic. Yanyan torro kuna sintati shimo antorra kina tumo shindatina kuyaso torrain himasunyan darako rohio yotorro kunandriatishi kayasunyan darayayot. And so this is, so much of this code is this nervous system healing. It's a nervous system healing to get your nervous system attuned to what it feels like to be embodied in these visions and in this empowerment. But it's a power that is not tyrannical. So the essence of all of the work, I would say, that is being done on this planet right now is to reveal and heal the belief and the effects of tyranny. And that spiritualized ego is a tyrant. That's tyranny wearing the mask of a spiritual being. Kinanori tosunja korro kunamayan sundroati shini kanyan daorro koshitaya sun kamasun sokoshatraya sotsoni payana tarani sonsorro konandrietis sinchi kanandrietomo an sandra tayaya toshamiki kina warraya sin sandrait himoyondorro konindri kinyas norroit hi oshorro kunamayan shandrai si orro kunuyon hinyandayayo torro haya hiariti asorraiti orroiti onorro kunan hin sonsondroeshi torro kunoshi trikayasun kimionborro kunashandraiti onorriti aorriti kin sandrayorro tosso torraitia himayon sotoashi trin santoshin satri tuyo imayayo korrotos nam kinando son chantriko yasundamashita osua oshnindroiti osua kaya sansantra isatsa isho yosua ishio aosia. Miasuni porro kunandi sio mishinito yeniendrasia kinashunora tumna roitioto asochaiti nayashnora inyam to socorro konato arrainium noto ayashinitot kinisomor koiti shinio soamsi kiniasoya shinyan daisio si chantraiti omu anatina Kyoto awoshimayan sunto asita yonito ariti. Hyunsu awoshima sansitos ni shinikan sandrai. Hyunsu awoshni tanomuando asona pundoro ariya kyono sum sandritisi. Kinashini tanato yo morreiti son. Himayoshini tritis ni shanti kaya sunsu arritundro atayat. We're really working into revealing how listening to that tyrannical guru, the tyrannical teacher, making the spiritual teachings tyrannical for you. That feels really significant because so much of the worth of your personhood has been reflected from this. Really been using it to feel bad about yourself. Kinanoriti amoson sondroaosh nindri kaini mondro ritonyumda. Hioyo torindi posi citri kini tonoton brita troao roporro kuin sotro antayon shorro kotit kimitinti sion sondaya shnitaya hinamosatsana shnitrikin hinitoya sonso shitritios hingia torro kunamatra isio shinya kinyandisio reishitantikayan himandrato soshitrayai Kinindisio muarindisio shitanatintao shinindri hior kununto amayana hinamasunso arroitisio shikiai. Just take some nice deep breaths. Okay. Sort of just, if you can imagine it sort of drawing down, this sort of attunement coming through, that's sort of coming in the context of our body. We can imagine it coming down through the chakras. That's really how it feels. Whew. Very beautiful. We'll close out. Just take another couple of nice deep breaths. If you want to use this to go deeper into meditation, you should. If not, take some nice deep breaths to come back to your body, to come back to where you are in your room and in time. And there it is. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being here on the channel. There's lots of ways to work together. You can find all those links below. If you're into light language and sort of wave code and sound healing, I do a lot of trance meditations. There's some of them up on YouTube, but I have a whole subscription and there's new ones released all the time. Very deep and powerful work. You can have your own personalized trance meditation. You can check it all out on my website, which is always linked below. Thank you guys so much. God bless you.